What's up, world? It's your homegirl, Ivy. We are here. This is Welcome to the Rawrrzone, episode 212. Before we get into our guest, you know, I want to take the time to thank everyone that has texted me, called me, um, popping up to check if I was okay, and um, last week my brother was found dead. Um, and it's a hard thing because I'm one of 13, and when I was going through everything with my biological brothers, my stepbrother Mike was always there for me, and he taught me the ins and outs of how to be a sibling. He wrote to me when I was in school. He used to be my champion, and he used to push for me. He made me a plaque when I graduated high school with all my ROTC medals, and he taught me how to ride my first motorcycle and give my mom a heart attack while we were at it. But hey, I ended up losing touch with him for quite a long time. And after our other brother died back in 2021, I thought there would have been more time to really talk. And I never got to say thank you to him. We're still going through the motions, but I want to thank everyone while I'm here for their continued support through this hard time. And just know that I'm forever grateful to every single one of our listeners, everyone that supports Rawrrzone. Um, Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. My brother would have wanted me to keep doing what I love, so we gonna get into this Rawrrzone mix. But before we do, you can find us everywhere at www.rawrzonegyc.com. You could catch us at our home of Elgin Sound Radio Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen on the Live 365 app or on our website, www.rawrzonegyc.com. You could catch us at our home of Puso 82.3 FM on the Live 365 app every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Promo God and the entire team who've been there for us since we started working with them. They are also our sponsors for our Give Back for Sean campaign. We're still looking for a couple of more performers for our July 8th Road to the Give Back event. If you're interested, email us at ivproductionsnyc@gmail.com. We are powered by Bold and Luscious Cosmetics. Shop Bold with Rawrrzone. Use the code RZ15 off and get yourself something fly this summer season. We got a whole new neon palette. We got new items. I can't wait to show it off on the next recording. So follow Bold and Luscious at Val Cosmetics Co on Instagram. We are also powered by Just Blaze Organic Hemp. Yo, the summer is getting nice. Get some Just Blaze. That get life. Just follow Just Blaze Organic and tell them Katie K sent you. We are on the road to the Give Back for Sean. Sean Tiggy passed in 2017 for sarcoma in the heart and the lungs, and we are working alongside the Sarcoma Foundation of America to raise awareness. More details will be given on our campaign and ways to donate, but click the link in our bio and just follow us there. Um, I might no longer be the champion no more, but hopefully after the May 28th pay per view, I'm gonna take that fucking title off Tevin and I'm gonna come back to Ramblemania and be like, hey, I'm the champion. Catch me on What's SmackDown on SmackDown, courtesy of Ramblemania Show. Click the link on their bio at Ramblemania Show and catch our episodes where we talk the good, the bad, and ugly of SmackDown. And of course, Tev complaining about how he's always summoned and I owe him food. Without further ado, I'm dedicating this Rawrrzone mix and our show to my brother Michael, who passed away. Um, this Rawrrzone mix is special because we are going through the entire Ryder Live album. On May 12th, Ryder, the rock band from Queens, New York, released a live project of all their best hits. So let's enjoy it. Let's get to this mix. This is Welcome to the Rawrrzone.
Everybody say hello to Mr. Erik Unkrich. repeat after me. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Keep it going. gentlemen, once again, give it up for Mr. Erik Unkrich. Guys, why don't you take a few steps closer to the stage? Do a new one. It's actually the first time we're playing this.
A long while, slowing close and near. Any soul that's ever born finds a way back to me here. Seen it all in my time, met with grace or fear. No matter how you lived your life, it all ends in my day. Some noise. I am the shadow looking by your side. They call me clashing just before you die. What fate determines I carry out in stride. For your last ride, your last ride, your last ride.
Come on, go.
can't hear you, Brooklyn. You sound so fucking sweet. Come on, make some noise! Pump your motherfucking hands! You're at her beck and call when she calls to you. You jump like a dog right through the hoops. You're powerless to resist. Do you even try? Are you that mesmerized with what's between her thighs? You reach for your cash when she tells you so. You do what she asks, like it tears apart your soul. Are you caught in a web? Do you know your hurt? Did you trade in your pants just to escape? You're a slave to love. Just a slave to love. A slave to love. Never break away. You're a slave to love. Just a slave to love. A slave to love. Never break and fall. time. I pulled into the light just to see what they're all about. A boy like me's never ever been down this road. I ready for some rock and roll. Get off your ass and get ready to go. It's almost time to start this fucking show. People say rock is dead, but let me ask you now, is rock and roll dead? Is rock and roll dead? I'd rather die than live in a world that's missing the music that knocks my soul. Feel that burn inside you like a fire. Let it speak to your desire. It's a rush you can't explain. When you're listening to the tales of a love and a pain. Calls to me. When you hear that sweet rhythm laughter in the motherfucking stream. People say rock is dead, but let me ask you now, is rock and roll dead? Is rock and roll dead? I'd rather die than live in a world without you missing the music that binds my soul. Feel it burn inside you like a fire. Let it speak to your desire. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, on the bass guitar, Mr. Erik Unkrich. On the guitar, I give you Andrew Bloch. Behind me on the drums, Mr. Billy Smith. I am James, and together we are Ryder, and we're from Queens. pure New York game when I walked through the door. Wish I'd seen past those deadly eyes. One hand gave while the other. You tricked me and drew me in, scared, not scared, no words to resist. Why did you make your kiss so sweet? Lilan's lullaby. Suck the poison from your hips. The sweet nectar burns against my lips. I'm afflicted, bound in your sick, twisted hell. Could have lost my soul in your web of lies. Cast your spell, put a veil over my eyes. You tricked me and pulled me in, scared, not scared, no words to resist. Why did you make your kiss so sweet? Lilan's lullaby. Lilan's You tricked me and pulled me in, scared, not scared, no words to resist. Why did you make your kiss so sweet? Lilan's lullaby. You tricked me and pulled me in, scared, not scared, no words to resist. Why did you make your kiss so sweet? Lilan's lullaby. Lilan's lullaby.
What's up, world? It's your homegirl Ivy. This is Welcome to the Rawrrzone. Happy Rawrrzone Day. You can follow us everywhere at www.rawrzonenyc.com. Our social media platforms everywhere at rawrzonenyc. Of course, YouTube and Twitch. But, our most important homes. All of our homes are important. But you can catch us in Ohio Wednesdays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Pulso 82.3 FM. You can also catch us on What's SmackDown on SmackDown, courtesy of our friends at Ramblemania. Yo, girl is still the longest reigning female Ramblemania champion of the world, and these hoes are not taking me down in the semi. I'm saying it. I'm speaking it to existence. I'm going into All Out a champion. But you can also find us at our home here in New York of Elgin Sound Radio, live on the Live 365 app. Listen on the app, listen to it on our website, wherever you choose, we cool with it. We're sponsored by Bold and Luscious Cosmetics. Shop Bold with Rawrrzone. It's the summer, the girls are coming out in the sundresses. Get your girl something nice to complement all of that flyness this summer. use the code RZ15 off. And of course, for my potheads, April is over, but you still can live the high life. Get high, stay fly with Just Blaze Organic. Tell them that KDK sent you, and let's slide up. Whew, I feel like I'm doing this all the time, and I'm still tired after doing it. My guest tonight, I'm very excited for it. It's the first time I actually have rock music on the show and on the platform. Always grew up with rock music. I was always that little emo kid growing up, and then just stuck with me. I still, up to this day, don't remember how the fuck I met him. And hopefully maybe he remembers, but I just remember corresponding a lot on Facebook. But James Ryder is the frontman of a 4-piece hard rocking band, hailing from Queens, New York. Queens, get the money. Back in 2016, the group left their marks throughout North America before being signed in 2021 by UK-based record label Bad Monkey Records. The band utilizes the natural classic rock vibes. You got a lot of Aerosmith type of sounds. You have just a lot of classic drum, classic guitar, classic vibes, and it's really dope to see what back in, I believe it was 2018 when I heard their first song, but I was kind of still working in hip hop, so I literally didn't get to follow them as much as I wanted to. They're actually celebrating the 5th anniversary of their first live album release, and they recently just put out Ryder Live on May 12th. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce James Ryder. What up? You still look very tired, but what up?
I'm always fucking tired. It's rock and roll.
I mean, is it true what they say? It's always the sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah, for some people.
For some people, it's not about that life right now.
I'll take the sex and the rock and roll.
I mean, yeah, I think anyone would take the sex and the rock and roll over drugs. For those that don't know, tell our audience about you.
Well, I'm James. I'm the lead singer and guitar player for the hard rock band Ryder. Check us out. We're a 4-piece hard rock band. We hail from Queens, New York. We come up with some rockin' tunes, and you should buy our shit.
I mean, I like that. Listen, man, that was your elevator pitch, 30 seconds or less, literally.
Yeah.
How did you guys end up coming together?
Well, I was in a previous rock project that didn't really work out too well, and after doing some soul searching, I decided, hey, let's let's give this another go. So I got in contact with my guitar player Andrew, and from then on, we just we started. Billy came on drums after, and the most recent addition is Erik on bass. He joined last July.
What's that like working with so many different personalities?
Oh, it's a trip. Sometimes a good trip, sometimes it's like banging your head against the wall, but it's like every family,
How did you get them all involved with your vision? It's not easy to start being a musician in general is difficult, but when you have to do it as a unison, it could be a little tricky.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky. Basically, Andrew I'd known for a while. Erik was actually was friends with Andrew, so he had been coming to shows supporting for years, and the opportunity arose, and he joined in on bass guitar. And Billy we found basically through the grapevine, through mutual musicians.
What has been the most rewarding part for you thus far?
Man, just there's so many things, it all boils down to just being able to, being able to get on stage and just, perform in front of people, no matter what, small crowd, big crowd, whatever, just give me a stage, give me a microphone, give me my guitar, and, give us our instruments and we'll do our thing.
Have you ever thought of doing music that wasn't rock? Like, was there ever just a time period before even the other rock project where you thought, I might just want to sing the blues? I don't know.
I mean, I've always dabbled. I mean, I am a blues guy. I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I know that's like the most commercially rock guitar player I know, but it's just his work is amazing. I mean, I've gone back. BB King is amazing. Steve Winwood. There's so many people I could go on about, but yeah, no. I mean, I used to play before rock music. Uh, I used to play jazz. I used to play the tenor saxophone. So that was pretty interesting, all throughout school and everything. And then I picked up the guitar and just played rock ever since.
So outside of Aerosmith, could you hear Aerosmith, Black Sabbath in your sound? Who else has inspired you to do all of this?
Oh man. Well, Lemmy from Motorhead, David Coverdale from Whitesnake, Thin Lizzy. I mean, I love Gary Moore. You want to talk about blues players? I mean, Gary Moore is prolific. So many people.
A lot about this show, we talk about where we are as people, right? I've come to the joy when we had a conversation the other day, and I realized we live a very similar upbringing.
Yeah.
Being part of Greek families is not the most, or maybe just the luck of the draw of the families we had. Because I've seen some Greek families and have people, but then again, not everything is what they appear. Where were you because of what we went through when you started back in 2016? What was James looking like back then?
God, what was I looking like back then? I'll be honest. I was a mess. I was a mess. I didn't know. I didn't know who I was. I had a chip on my shoulder, and I just I thought I knew everything, and it's wasn't really in a good place. And throughout the years, I've been blessed with the opportunity to be able to do a lot of things and experience a lot of things and grow up and become wiser. So, but yeah, no, 2016, I was a little bit of a punk ass.
How is how is the music and everything you started help you through your journey? Because I remember talking to you back in the day, and we weren't the same people we are now. You sound less arrogant now than you did back then, but that's also the Greek in you. I mean, but I'm saying though.
I mean, you're right. I mean, it's just music is just a wonderful outlet. It's a great way to just be able to to let loose and just express yourself, and maybe say a lot of things that that aren't as easy to say in person. So you put them in song, and you get it out there, whether it's lyrics, whether it's guitar, just get it out there.
So we have you working for 2 years, then you've put out For What It's Worth live. Tell us a little bit about that.
For what it's worth, live, basically how that came about is, oh, sorry, back in the day,
You good?
yeah, we had back in the day we had we had done some demos with our old drummer and our old bass player. Um, at the time, we needed, we needed something, with the current band lineup. And we had the opportunity. We were playing a show at Blackthorn 51 in Elmhurst, Queens.
I miss that place so much.
um, Shout out to Alexei Menkov, the sound person there. He now currently works at Lucky 13 and does other freelance work. Um, we had an opportunity to work with him, and he recorded our set, and he mixed it, and he did a wonderful job, and we put it out. So yeah, we did a live EP because we had the opportunity to do it. So we just figured, hey, why not?
How difficult is it to? So it's already difficult to record an album
Hmm.
at any level, because whether you work in hip hop, urban Latino, every genre, you still have your issues once getting into the booth. There's still a process. You're here in front of and Blackthorn is a big place.
Hmm.
So we're talking about I want to say a good 300 people can fit in there.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
How are you balancing out all these sounds with trying to make sure your levels are good? That's crazy.
It's the key is to have a really good sound guy and have really good equipment. And luckily that night we did.
I think y'all crazy, but you did it twice because you recently just put out Ryder Live.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we came back for more. So this new album, what's different between the last one and this one is the last one was a 5-song EP. It was a shorter thing. It was a little bit more compact. It was a nice little sampler so that you could hear us live. Ryder Live, we had the opportunity to do an entire headlining set, and we did. We went on stage, we performed for everyone. It was recorded December 17th last year, which was really really awesome because if you think it's easy to get people to come out to a show around the holiday season, we had to put a hat on a hat, and we did. So it's a lot easier to get people to come out when it's like, hey, we're recording a live album versus, hey, come to the show. So and it worked out, and it was wonderful. We had a lot of people come out, and they had a great time. We had a great time, and we recorded the set, and we just spent the last few months just fine tuning, mixing it, and getting everything going. And when we finished mixing the live portion of the record, we had Lilan's Lullaby acoustic in the can for a while. It was mostly complete at that point, and it was right during the mastering process because me and Erik Unkrich, our bass player, we worked hand in hand, mixing this record, fine tuning it, and getting everything together. And it was during the mastering process where, like, I turned to Erik, I'm like, why don't you take Lilan's acoustic and just throw it in towards the end of the master session? Let the last song of the record, which was Is Rock and Roll Dead, our other song, play, and let it finish, and just give it 3 or 4 seconds and just let Lilan's acoustic come on. And it just sounded really good. And we're like, you know what? Fuck it. Why put out 12 tracks? Let's put out 13.
So you essentially put out an LP.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's a 13-song record. It's literally just shy under 60 minutes.
Do you feel like the process of the original, not in the process, the genre of rock, and I could say I'm not as familiar as I once was, right? Do you feel like other genres have become oversaturated?
If you're talking about rock, not really. I think there's probably fewer rock bands today than there were back in the day.
Because you said it was very cutthroat, referencing back to, when I asked my guests, are there people they mess with in their, circles? And you said no, it was very cutthroat. So I kind of wanted to hear, like, is there that many for it to be that cutthroat? Or is it...
No, not really. I mean, it's, just like music in general. I mean, it can, depending on who you're dealing with, I mean, it can be very cutthroat and you have to have a tough skin. No, there's not really a lot of rock bands in the scene today. Especially around here in New York, I'm talking. I mean, you go to the Midwest, you're talking worldwide, different story. It's a much, it's a much bigger pool of bands. Here, not so many. But yeah, it's like, but because there's not that many, it's like, yeah, no, like, some people we get along with, other people, it's kind of like, all right, they kind of look at it as a competition, like we're fighting for spots. Music is art.
No, of course.
So
You put out hella singles in between, For What It's Worth and Write It Live.
yep.
I love that you actually put one of your singles out on my birthday back during the pandemic. I'm looking at your discography because I'm just like, he dropped this shit on my birthday and he didn't let me know.
Which one?
Slave to Love.
Oh yeah, that we almost that was a good one. Yeah, that was the second single. We were in the middle of promoting our first studio record, which is Killer Karma. The pandemic kind of derailed everything because that record was supposed to be out in May. Everything was supposed to be out in May, and it got a little, everything just kind of got set back. So the dates got pushed back, and it's like, all right, we had come out with our first single, Hard Time, in March.
I have that on Q too if you want me to play the video after.
Oh yeah, go for it. So yeah, we did Hard Time in March, and then the album got pushed back from May to August. Well, first it was May to July, and then July to August, and it was like, all right, well, things are still shut down. We're going to release this in August, so why don't we release a second single? And we just basically all just decided Slave to Love, and we just picked that as the second single.
Before we play Hard Time, right? So we talked about how you were a mess back in 2016. Now we're here in 2020. The whole world is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
How were you dealing with everything at that time?
Yeah, just like everyone else, it was an adjustment. I mean, it's no one really knew what to do, and once we got comfortable, and by we, I'm talking about the entire world. I mean, when was the last time we had a pandemic? Nobody here was yeah. So it's none of us were alive. So it's like, what do you do? And Hard Time was special because the music video was filmed literally like the week before the world shut down. Like that was literally like one of the last things we did. So it's a little cathartic, but it also gives it some character too.
And the Hard Time video is actually pretty cool.
Thank you.
Who comes up with all these ideas? Is it a collective thing? Or is it like one person?
I mean, usually, some of us come up with ideas and then we just kind of build on them. Like I'll come up with an idea and then, we'll just kind of throw some shit against the wall, see what sticks, and kind of fine tune it from there. So
how about you introduce Hard Times for us?
Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the Rawrrzone, I hope you enjoy our music video for Hard Time.
I'm sitting in the courtroom, waiting for the judge. No point in fighting, the race is run. Don't think they'll listen or hear my plea. Better lock me up and throw away the cage. You can feel the tension and reach out to cut it with a knife. It takes just a few words to make a difference, to change my life. Don't remember what's out of my mind. Next thing you know, I'll be doing hard time. Instruction, the universal sign. I'm guilty as charged, and I'm doing hard time. I'm biting my nails for the verdict to come. The jury piles in, each step louder than a drum. The moment's here, nowhere to turn. A real man looks in the fire when it's gonna burn. You can feel the tension and reach out to cut it with a knife. It takes just a few words to make a difference, to change my life. Don't remember what's out of my mind. Next thing you know, I'll be doing hard time. Instruction, the universal sign. I'm guilty as charged, and I'm doing hard time. Don't remember what's out of my mind. Next thing you know, I'll be doing hard time. Instruction, the universal sign. I'm guilty as charged, and I'm doing hard time. I don't remember, I'll be doing hard time. Next thing you know, I'll be doing hard time. I don't remember, I'll be doing hard time. Next thing you know, I'll be doing hard time.
We're doing hard time.
I love this fucking visual. He brings back retro rock music videos. like brings you back like that essence, and I'm just like, ooh.
Thank you.
So Killer Karma happened during the pandemic. We're all scrambling. We're rushing.
Yep.
You dropped the regular version of Lilan. Is it Lilan or Lilan?
Lilan's.
Lilan. I've been saying Lilan, making it sound fancy. Damn. It would have sounded cool though with the way you had that visual going.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a perfume, Lilan's.
It sounds like Queen Lilan, like about to fuck someone up in the Red Wedding.
Wow.
Listen, man. Where are we? You know, it's 2022. We just got out of the pandemic. You know, Killer Karma had its little buzz for a pandemic project. How are we feeling coming out of it? And how we like? Why drop Lilan's Lullaby and then do an acoustic?
Well, we dropped the original version last year, and you know it was good. It had its charm to it. The acoustic version, we just kind of that was just kind of the brainchild, really, of like me and Erik. I was over at Erik's house one day with my acoustic, and we started playing, and it just kind of came together. So
which one do you like more?
Oh man.
Between your children right now.
Both of them have their charm, but you know, me personally, I would definitely have to go with the acoustic version.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of feel like the emotion comes through a lot more on that version, you know.
If you're listening, to no lie, right? So I have the Dolby AirPods, right? So shout out to my boyfriend who bought these for me because my AirPods were trash.
Yeah.
I had the old ones. These sound like you have the wall to wall surround sound. So when you hear your acoustics, especially on the chorus, like it feels like it goes through you.
Oh wow, that's
like,
awesome.
If the way the way it comes off so clear, like you tell like you spent numerous amount of time on that.
We spent a lot of time getting that together, and that's awesome that it sounds good on there.
Yeah, because I was working with producers, but it was always a different vibe because it was not rock, right? So it hears different when you listen to that, but when you listen to the guitars and your voice, it's like, oh shit, this is what I'm fucking talking about.
Nice, thank you.
But yeah, no, I would definitely say I'm more partial to the acoustic version than the regular version. Plus, the acoustic version got more streams.
Yeah.
You made it really jump.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's the remixes that get the people more, even though it's not a remix, but it's always the second version, like.
Yeah, it's a different take, you know. It's the first version, for what it was good, you know. It got it out there, and you know, it has its, like I said, it has its own charm to it, and you know, it's still fun to play live electric. You know, the acoustic version, just, you know, it's another take on the song, you know. It's you know, it gives a much more in-depth look, you know.
Tell us more about the project. Which song is each member's favorite?
Oh, I can't really speak for my other guys. I mean, if I did, they'd probably have a shit fit.
I mean,
but let's see. I'll try. I'll take some guesses.
I mean, make a comment below, and if James gets it wrong, we gotta figure out what he gotta do, but there will be a challenge that will be posed upon by the rest of the Ryder band if he gets it.
Oh my god. All right. Well, I'll start with mine. I mean, obviously, Lilan's Lullaby, hands down. It's if that's one of my favorites. It's just overall, it's a cool song through and through. Either version, it's like I said, recorded wise, I like the acoustic. But live wise too, it's also fun to play the original. So, um, Andrew, I would have to say his favorite song is Satin Doll. That is the B side. Well, second track, I should say, for on the original Lilan's Lullaby single.
Okay.
It's a second track when that one was released. That Satin Doll was released too. I know he liked the work that was put into the lyrics and just the stuff that we did in the studio for that. So Andrew, yeah, Satin Doll for Andrew. Erik, I'm gonna say Ash and Snow.
Okay.
The live version of Ash and Snow, because he gets to do a killer fucking bass solo in there. And every time we rehearse, every time we warm up, it's just, Ash and Snow, Ash and Snow. I'm like, so I'd say Ash and Snow. Billy. Hmm.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm
Uh-oh.
also going to venture and say Ash and Snow for Billy as well, because he had told me a few times that that's one that like he puts on his playlist and like that he genuinely enjoyed. So he can't get mad at me for saying that. It was his own words to me that he liked that song. So
I would love to do a virtual. So we do these virtual game nights and play fucking Jeopardy labs. I would love to see what happens getting you guys on playing this game together.
oh man, you'd see the claws come out. It'd be a cat fight.
Is it where we'll play Uno?
Oh, dude, you break up the fucking band.
No! I noticed here though when I went on the Righty Dice page, that your fan favorite right now is Sacrificed in Vain. Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's a cool song. It has a cool riff and it builds, and I personally love the solo in that song. I mean, as a guitar player, I know that's probably the most conceited thing to say, that of course I love the guitar solo, but yeah, no, just overall it's just that song's just a vibe. So it's fun to play.
Have you guys ever thought of venturing and like working with other genres, like kind of like what Linkin Park did with JD?
Oh, yeah. Maybe down the line, incorporating some elements of others, we'd be open to it.
So we're here with Lilan's with Lilan's Lullaby. We're here with the Ryder Live. Where are we now? Like we went through the process, we kind of half-assed it through the pandemic, made it through, it gave us some thick skin. We're here in 2023. How is James now? How is the band now?
The band is the band, we're getting things together. We're trying to, the live album was a fun way to kind of give back to our fans and give back to people and just, give them something cool. Right now it's just, playing shows, obviously, in support, and also working on some new music so that we can come out with a studio record to follow it up, because we don't want to be playing, the same 14 songs for another 7 years.
I mean, listen, man. If the Stones could do it for as many times as they did,
Well, the Stones had a very, very extensive back catalog.
I mean, but they still played all the hits.
Yeah, they did, but they have an extensive back catalog.
Where do you see Ryder going? Like, you're already signed to a label, and I'm not gonna ask the same question that Dave asked you because you said it's not the same. You know, sex, drugs, rock and roll. The tour life is not the same. Where do you see? Because and I say this about a lot of people, of a lot of music acts, whether it's hip hop, R&B, rock. If you have a good grasp of the business aspect while still keeping your love for the genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say this as a photographer. I've been doing this 11, 12, over almost reaching on to 15 years. And I still, there's days where I fucking hate it, but my love is still fucking there somewhere. But it's hard to keep pushing through. What is keeping you guys to push through, and what do you want to do with your success?
I want to take Ryder as far as I can. As far as where we go from the future, I mean, I can't really say. The future is the future. But whether it's us, whether it's the same faces, different faces, I want to take Ryder. Me personally, I would love to take Ryder as far as I could take it. And I have the determination, I have the love, and the sky's the limit. So let's go.
So the stupid question that I have, right? Being that you're the frontman of the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have faith. Are you the diva of the group as well? Like, are you that guy that all the girls are trying to get with and trying to, like, is that aspect of the life still there? Like, where the frontman is always the one that gets the most attention, or has it become everyone?
Well, I mean, I think you combine pretty boy and diva because it's
See, that's the Greek cockiness right there, bro. That's the cockiness right there. There you go. Okay.
So because I don't know, a diva is usually like someone who, like, if they slept on 14 mattresses, they could feel the piss on the 13th mattress. Like that's kind of like a diva.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna out anyone, but it's not me. But as far as pretty boys go, I mean, look, being the front person, I mean, look, you're front and center. I'm 6'6". Yeah, people are gonna look at me. I'm hard to miss. So yeah, so it's but no, I mean, it's basically that kind of lifestyle. I mean, does it exist in certain circles? I mean, everyone has different experiences. So, I mean, I've just been lucky enough to have an experience where I've met some really amazing people, and if you put yourself out there and you're cool and you look approachable, then people are going to come up to you and they're going to talk to you. If you stand there looking like a lump and like you just crawled out from underneath a dumpster, maybe people might not want to talk to you.
So I know you're a hardcore wrestling fan, so I'm not gonna even ask you which sport you would perform for or open the event for. But what I will ask you is, you got TNA, you have AEW, and you have the E. Okay, and you're performing at either Slammiversary, Double or Nothing, or Mania. What do you do?
Mania.
You would still do Mania no matter how corny the E is looking right now.
Dude, are you kidding me? That is how many people did they have this past year? Over 100,000 people.
That's combined, because The capacity when they said for day one was like 80,000, and when you
Dude,
look,
that's still 80,000 people.
it was lied because their capacity was 62.
I mean, even if capacity 62, that's still 62,000 people.
If it was WWE back in the Attitude Era, I would say yeah. I just can't see it now. I mean, mind you, yes, I'm biased because I'm still disappointed that Cody lost against Roman, and still got the fucking Roman Reigns title, and everyone's getting a consolation prize.
Listen, if we're talking about the product, now here's the thing. You asked me what I would play. Now, from a business standpoint, Mania, 62,000 people. Come on, that's a no-brainer.
Okay.
From a business standpoint.
Now, personal standpoint.
From a product standpoint,
a fan, from James, if you had the opportunity to get paid off of all three,
I
are you going to the E or are you going to Tony Khan world? Because Tony Khan could get you the soccer arenas too. Don't forget that.
I mean, Tony Khan, and the EVPs can also get you snuffed backstage. So,
I mean, that's if you deal with Punk.
I don't know. I heard they busted the door down first. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say the E, and the only reason I'm gonna go WWE is because as a kid, longevity. I mean, I was a WWE kid. Well, actually, no, I was a WCW kid.
Okay.
I was a WCW kid, and then I kind of got into the WWE around like late 98, 99. So, it's like, and then 2002 I got into TNA, and I was hardcore into TNA. Up until about 2011, 2012, then it started getting weird.
Yeah.
AEW, I mean, I've been to a couple shows at the UBS Arena. Yeah, I mean, when AEW first started out, it's like, it was cool. I saw the first Double or Nothing. I mean, the Cody Dustin Rhodes match. I mean, goddamn.
That's a classic. That's an unforgettable match.
Oh, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like the classic like NWA matches where they would just beat the shit out of each other, and it's like it was really cool. It was cool to see that because you hadn't seen that in a while.
I love just watching AEW. Just when I do watch it, because as you could tell, I'm always running around. But when I can watch it, I love the fact that there's still so much gore, and like I know that Trips wants to make the E like a more PG because he said we've heard it himself. There's not going to be the return of the Attitude Era.
That's what he said, but what's interesting too, that's kind of the X factor is, this whole Endeavor deal that's going down.
Listen, I'm still mad because how is it that somebody else owns the majority of your company?
Easy. You sell, Vince.
So you got 49%, bro. You should have had. What happens if one day you just decide because you're Vince McMahon, you're chairman of the board, that you just don't want this deal no more?
I mean, from what I understand from all the reports, he has a pretty good out clause. So he took care of himself. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of interested to see what'll happen. I mean, in the UFC, I mean, yeah, there's blood. There's hard way. So it's like I don't know. Like,
I hope. I need more blood. Or maybe it'll just get me engaged again.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, as far as AEW goes, it's fun. It's entertaining. I personally think they need Punk back. The shows have kind of been getting a little weird. You know, MJF, great promo, great work.
Is he still champion? That's how long it's been since I've watched AEW.
He is still champion. I think they're doing the actually later this month. Yeah, they're doing Double or Nothing. They're doing the Fatal 4-Way. I think it's him, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Jungle Boy. So
you got MJF retaining that. I don't see none of them take but then again, I also haven't been watching, so I don't know who got the push right now.
Oh, MJF is going to retain. Like nobody. Like, look, all due respect to the other three people, they got a lot more work that they got to do. It just again, Darby Allin, cool concept, cool dude. Just
I love the concept, and I love when they had him paired with Sting.
He's still paired with Sting. It's so so they got to resolve that. I mean, Jungle Boy, the stuff with Christian was cool, but
I need to see more singles without having the backup from a Hall of Famer.
That's kind of their MO is that the Hall of Famers as managers, but. Like I said, I'm not gonna knock AEW because I know, AEW has their hardcore fans, and that I'll start getting DMs to kill myself or whatever if I say, "Oh my God, how dare you!" Like, sorry, I've been a wrestling fan probably longer than most of these fans have been alive. So
you've probably been to the shows in venues where have been legendary.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've shit on a music level. I got to play at the 2300 Arena in Philly. That's the old ECW arena.
Oh wow.
So, they did it up really really nice.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, no, it's real cool. But yeah, no, I mean. I could talk wrestling all day. I mean, it's I'm interested to see what happens, and we'll see. It's an interesting time.
So my last question, though, and that I ask everyone, right? Without music and without Ryder, who would James be? I mean, other than the fact that Ryder is your name, so you're always going to be James Ryder. But who would you be?
Without music and without Ryder, who would I be? I've never really thought about that. Music is a very big part of my life. So I would say I'd be a completely different person. I wouldn't even know who I'd be.
I would be an accountant somewhere. Hi, James from State Farm. It was right there. It was right there. I'm so sorry. But it's nice to actually have like a face-to-face conversation.
Absolutely.
Where you're not being needy.
Wow. Well, listen. One of these days, with your wrestling podcast, you ever want to bring me on? I will.
I was gonna tell you if you want to come on one of these weeks when we record for because we do like the SmackDown recordings. That's what I was doing before. Because my boss had me on the what? I've been on the computer. Gene. When I tell you yesterday, I was on a computer for like 16 hours straight.
Oh damn.
And I was more excited to record SmackDown, and I couldn't do it because I thought I was going to get it done by 8. I got it done 12:45 this afternoon.
God damn.
I just know, though, I know way too much for my own good.
Damn. Well, let's, you want to have me on the wrestling podcast, I'd have no problem. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple AEW fanboys who might not like what I got to say, but
I'm going to personally ask my guys because we have an AEW portion I don't deal with, right? But I'm going to tell them when they're recording to put you on because they also like like music too, so they could tell you a little bit about. You could talk about the project and then just talk because it's mostly 100% wrestling, but you can still plug the music in.
Hey, I'm down. Let's do it.
I got you. I'm gonna make a group chat. We got a lot of those, but I'm gonna make another one.
Sounds cool.
For all of our friends back home and the millions that are watching, where can they find you?
Facebook.com/RyderBandNY, and that is Ryder with a Y, not an I. Instagram, Ryder_NY. You can find us stream Ryder live on Spotify, Apple Music, all streaming platforms. YouTube.com/RyderBand. Yeah, check us out. Buy our shit.
And you know what? Maybe we might just actually meet in person in 2023.
All right.
I like the progression we're making because we already went from messages to FaceTime. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay. Well, next time we're gonna have to meet up, grab a cup of coffee. Shit.
I could actually come to a show. I'm not working nights no more.
There we go. Well, you're always welcome to.
Yay! What's up, world? Your homegirl Ivy Katie, aka Kaboom, that they call me over at Ramble Mania. It's been real. You could catch us at our home of Elegant Sound Radio, and I almost just missed a thing here. Hold on. You can catch us at our home of Elegant Sound Radio, Tuesdays 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us for Puso 82.3 FM every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Live 365 app. You can catch us on our website, www.rawrzonenyc.com, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all of these fun stuff that you get your podcast. You search up Rawrrzone Media, catch all of our episodes. We also have Faded Radio, courtesy of the other day. If you like that EDM stuff, you want to pop some Molly on a Thursday night, tune in to Faded Radio on Elegant Sound Radio, and catch the replays on our Spotify. For myself, for Mr. James Ryder, because we've been up for way too long and we all need to go to sleep, I bid you all a too sweet. A whole bunch of pointing goodies for everyone, and may everyone have a good night.